Good morning, guys, and welcome. I would like to confirm you guys can hear me. Good morning.
We can.
Oh, great, great. How was the night? Oh, and how was everybody doing also? Are we still feeling sleepy? I'm not getting any response. I don't mind if one or two person can just unmute and maybe give a response, maybe on behalf of others. Anyone? Are you guys not ready for the class? No one is responding. Aside, I responded just once and yeah, stopped. Okay, maybe I should start calling him. Well, Versace called himself. I don't know how to pronounce the second person. The IKPON. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So I don't spoil it. So maybe you can help me pronounce it.
Good morning, Toby.
Good morning.
Is it Bonsa?
Okay, Ponsa. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, I was 90. I want to try to call people one by one to know how their nights are and how ready they are for the class. So I was a
Uh,
nine.
the, the night was good. It was a cold one.
Okay, I was sorry. Okay, I think Adria has actually responded that he can have heard his voice. So Josephine, how about you? I was a ninth. You're the second to join the call, and that's lovely. That means you're actually ready. But let me just know because while I was actually at my one of my works during meeting time, stand up time, that's usually like 8 like this. I most time just join, I go back to bed. So I want to know if that's what we're actually doing. So do not like you just joined and then you're back to your bed to sleep. Mommy, good morning. Josephine, good morning. Divine, welcome. Good morning.
Good
Nefe,
morning, Toby. Me, I'm just lying down. No, I just left. I'm still lying down on my bed. I hope I
oh,
don't
that's
sleep.
okay. Okay, don't sleep off, please. Nifemi, good morning. Amomi, I got your message. Good morning also. Samuel, good morning. Mr. Tunde, good morning. Chidima, good morning. Mike, good morning. I think I've been able to exhaust those currently on the call, like telling them good morning. If you can respond, good. The next couple of minutes, like 3 to 4 minutes, we should start. Yeah, Samuel, good morning. I want this class to be as interactive as possible. And if you've joined some of my previous class, you know that I always love response from people. So your response would actually help me a lot to know, okay, I'm served.
Good
Okay.
morning, Toby. I almost missed this class. I'm just waking up.
Oh, sorry. I apologize that I put it early and why I actually put it at least early unlike previous ones that we saw it in the evening is basically because I had a while growing, I had this mentality that when you sleep and when you wake, you assimilate faster, unlike when you're tired in the day. So that's why it's this early. So my belief is that if you can try to make yourself awake, this is actually the beginning of JavaScript and what is it called, React. And I can say if you can get this basic concept, it would help you go a long way. So that's
Thank
why
you about that.
and I want everybody to be awake as possible.
Me, I'm
I'm,
fully
I'm ready
awake.
here.
I'm with you.
Okay, great.
Let's
I'm
go.
ready here. Fire down.
Okay. So we are 14. Let me just wait for the next 1 minute. Okay, Kendi is here. Kendi, good morning. The other Kenny also, good morning. Good morning. Okay, Mr. Timothy, good morning. I think that's the last person I've not greeted today on the call right now. So I'm no more doing greetings again.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, let's jump on what we have for today. Okay. Well, this is just going to be a blank VS Code for now. So if you can actually write, would be lovely. But also if you can actually go back to watch this video again, would also be very nice, because I would want to be explaining some concepts before we even kickstart. So the first thing I would want to say is, what exactly is ReactJS and why is it powerful? Everywhere you actually go, you would want to hear, oh, what are you writing? Most people would be like, oh, I'm a React developer. Let me say React developers, aside PHP, is actually one of the one of the largest community. So why actually React? Yes, there's a lack of Vue, there's a lack of Angular, that the likes of other JavaScript framework, but why React? So first, React is a JavaScript front-end framework, and it allows web developers, you'll be able to use your traditional code using components, and also it helps you keep your code clean. Unlike your normal HTML, CSS, that whenever whenever you write them, you need to actually style a lot of things, make it bright and all. React has the ability to make your code, that's your the view, beautiful, the buttons beautiful and clear. One other good thing about React is React allows you to make dynamic data. It's very easy with React to make dynamic data, unlike when you are having your HTML, CSS. For example, if you are writing HTML, CSS, you have to put your heading on every page. But with React, you can just call your heading in a place, then you make everything dynamic. So it will route it dynamically, and also do all your data also dynamically. Also, one other good thing about React is React is super fast. React is super fast. And also it is a framework that is declarative, that allows you to automatically update your components according to data change. So what I mean by that is, for example, when you log on to Facebook, when you refresh, your data actually changes immediately. It's not like the stale one that you see that is actually there. Yes, when you can, okay, maybe you can also tell me that, oh, you will do that with JavaScript on React and all, but I'll tell you that the number of hours and the number of codes that you will write to do that, unlike React, is actually super fast and super easy. Then another thing that makes it faster is because React basically relies on SPA. And when I mean SPA means single paged application. Then yes, you want to also know what single page application is. So I would also, because I'm somebody who I just don't like telling you things out of the air. So I always also want you to understand it also online, because most of the things that we also learn aside doing, we learn them online. So we know we have MPA, which is the multi-page application, and we have single-page application. The major difference between both of them is, one, multi-page application, as is written here, is a type of website or web pages that each page is created and sent to our browser by its server. So each page are created separately. That's the major thing. But SPA, unlike what is it called? Unlike that single page application, which builds page in our browser using JavaScript. So it generates all your pages for you as you load. So it catches all of them, out them, then put it back out. So when you're down moving from a page to another, it's super fast. And that's what it even relies on when you go to Next.js. So that's where you advance more in React. So I'll show you an example of what this is. Look what this looks like. Let me show you a site, Varsity Next website. So you can actually look at it, and I'll tell you also when you are viewing the site, you can try this logic, put off your network, and also you can also just for other distance, but that's actually not related to very SPA. You could see how fast this is. I'm clicking on about us, and in less than few seconds, the about is opened because it has already cached out that cached every page. Every page has been stored on the site already. So it's just loading it out. It's not taking any time. It loads it out immediately. And I don't think you can even see the loading. For example, on this, you can see the loading and it's super fast. It's super fast. And that's one good thing of why people actually choose React to build. So also going forward, who actually uses React? I have a tool that helps me a lot to know what tool they use in building a particular site. Okay, let me say for example, who uses React? Let me say for example, Netflix. If I should load on this Wapalizer would show you the history. That's like what they use in building a particular site. So let me see, did it load up here? Oh, Netflix is actually hiding the data, so I can't see it. I don't know why. Okay, it's coming up. So you can see what they actually use is React. This JavaScript framework they use in building Netflix. Facebook, the owners of React, also uses React. Then we have the likes of WhatsApp, we have Tesla, we have Reddit, we have Salesforce also. Then we have a lot of them like that uses React to build. And that was why it's super fast. When you log on to Facebook now, you know. Just a little refresh, you can see how fast it is if you have a strong network. Unlike maybe some other ones, which I would not mention, that when you log in there, you would have difficulty. Maybe you have to wait for it to actually load before you can do it. Okay, YouTube. Somebody say YouTube uses React. Okay, yeah, I've not actually checked that, but I know yes, most likely they should, because React is actually very awesome. So now let's get into the game. To build React, one of the first things you need is your node. And when I say node, you need to download Node. Node, that's Node, is it Node JS.org? Okay, yeah. Let me just go search. So this is it. You need to download Node.js. And Node.js is what React depends on. It's a JavaScript package. This is what and would allow you to download all your dependencies. So now I want to download Node. So I need to I have to click on this download. I'm not downloading any Node and like the latest stuff. So it's on this download. Is it download that's going to download package? Okay, it's going to package manager. Oh, they've updated. So then you need to select the one you want to use. So because I'm on Windows, on Mac, so this is how I can see what I want to download with. But on Windows, you have this. So you can either use your code to write it, copy whatever you want to put, then it will install. Or ensure that you always download the latest stable one, that's LTSA. They're current, they're better, but the issue about that is they are not fully tested. I'm not saying that they're not tested to be stable. So always download the latest stable one. Another way you can actually download is also coming here, download directly, then you would install. Then you will install. Yes, okay. Nifemi, all the pages are bundled together, not like separate HTML files. Exactly. Correct. That's what that SP actually does. So great. Then you could also do pre-built binary. There's actually source code. Just download the source code and it actually does the rest for you. So that's that on that. So once you've downloaded this, for you to confirm that it has been downloaded, you need to come back to your terminal majorly. Then try to do node-v, which is node-version. Then I'm on 20.11, and I think there's actually a new one. Okay, 20.13.3. The one I'm actually on is 20.11, not the updated one, but still close to the updated one. Then there's something called NPM, which is the node package manager. So just package manager actually. So the NPM is what you use in downloading your dependencies. And when I say dependencies, what dependency means is, okay, let me put it this way. React depends on other components to be able to function. React depends on various components to function. So when you say dependencies, this is actually those components, those libraries, those elements that are used for it to function. Unlike your normal HTML, CSS. Oh yes, HTML, CSS most times still use dependencies. That's when you are trying to call your, what is it called? Font awesome, all these little ones. But in React, some of them are inbuilt, and while some of them you have to like install them. So npm -v makes me know my version of npm. But because I've downloaded them, so I could get the version. But if you've not downloaded them, you'll see that it will tell you that it does not exist. So great. Now that we've seen this, we've been able to get our npm ready. Now, the next thing we want to do is let us set up our React application, because that's what we want to. Now we've known why React, we've known what React is, we've known some of the notable people that use React, and also we've been able to download React. Now, we download Node. That's what would help us create our React. So now, the next thing is creating our React app. To create React app, you need a code. This is npm. Don't mix it up. People do mix it up and say, okay, because then it's everything is npm. So you have to do this. You used to install out or whatever. But to install your React, you need npx. I actually don't know the meaning of the npx even till date, but I've been using it for a long while now. So I think maybe we should just check that up also. Okay, yeah, okay, stands for node package executes. That's the meaning. Unlike the other one, node package manager. So good, because I don't want you guys to go off the board and also, but not very important. But maybe you can make this one of the quizzes. Some of these days it might be an interview also. What npm means, what npx means, it might be an objective question, but rarely asked though. So going forward, npx, then you write the create -react -app. This thing that you see here is very important for you to be able to create your React app. If you omit something or you write it differently like this, sorry, you won't be able to create your React app. You'll get error. And I can tell you also that if I do this, normally what I need to put a space and put my application this in. But sometimes you might forget to put this. When you click enter, it will ask you. So I've clicked enter now. So create React app needs specify C. You must put the project directly. What means what the project directory means is what is the name of your folder? What folder do you want to install things inside? So for example, if it's a Facebook clone, you can put create React app Facebook clone. So, and you also have this run, and then you can also do this dash help. We'll not be doing that here. You will see other options that what you can do with the create React app. You would be able to debug and all. So create React app. Let's just say this one, Zuri. Zuri. Also don't put space. Don't put space when you're creating things like this. And also, it's also case sensitive. You don't have to like, let me show you now. If I put space, Zuri, React, it will throw me an error. I don't expect it to work actually. See, so cannot create a code Zuri because of npm restriction. Names can no longer contain capital letters. So you can't put capital letters that are also very case sensitive. So I can say Zuri, Then I can also do this React. So now it's creating React app for me. Installing things that are like installing React DOM, React scripts, and CRA templates. These are basic ones, basic things that React needs for it to function. Then also, I'll also want to note that while there are other methods of creating React app, this is the basic method of creating React app. And also, you would see some, they even install their CSS library as you're creating. It allows you to put all of that. But I'll tell you, if you're just starting up, don't overcomplicate things for yourself. Just go straight to the point. Try to install the basic one. While that ones can use an npm to start putting them up. Yes, you will also get the questions of, oh, if I do that, it will not create the folders for me. It will not set up the correct folder for me. Yes, it doesn't necessarily need to create the correct folder for you. Yours is for you to be able to work and should be able to use it. The issue about learning also is don't try to learn a lot of things at the same time. As you go, you would. Can I zoom in? Okay, let me see. Okay, I guess this is better. So one other thing I would also say is don't also follow crowd. Learn at your pace. If you need to watch a video 5 times, please do. Don't be like, oh, Kenny is actually building already. She got a job and she's already working very well and oh, she's earning. I could tell you that when I started my journey, I was actually earning very small. I was earning 25,000 naira, and my transport during that period was 20,000 naira. But one thing I was willing to do then was learn. I was open to learning, and I saw the environment where I could learn. So if you started React, yes, you started something. Try to build on what you've started. Move into on-site internships. Those are always very good because you have more ability to network people. At the beginning, I would advise you, please don't start remote. Remote is lovely, remote is sweet. You're at the comfort of your house, you're calling and earning your money. But if you're just starting, please try to get an on-site. Listen, it's just a tip I'm telling you. It would help you. Now, it's actually installing template dependencies using the npm. So that's what it's doing now. So let's just wait a couple of seconds or minutes for it to be fully installed. Okay, great. Now it is fully installed. Okay, no, it's not fully installed. Sorry. Okay, somebody's raising up their hand. Oh, wow, so fast. Okay, Divine, please go on while this is still installing so I can take up questions.
Okay, I'm actually trying to install Node.js, but I don't know. The interface I'm saying, I'm not saying install. Like I have to
Download.
download rather. I'm trying to download Node.js, but I'm not saying I clicked on download, it's not clickable. Can I send the screenshots?
It's bringing you something like this.
It's not giving me something like this. I just went to my Chrome and I clicked on Node.js and I clicked on download. It's not giving me something like that.
What
It
is it
is
giving you?
no. Okay, I have the package manager. I have the
One of
reboot installer, but I'm not saying. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Try to use Reboot installer.
Okay, well, I clicked on download. It's not downloading. So I should place my cursor and then reboot install and then click on. Okay, I click on download, right?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ensure you're on the latest table and also choose the version of your system automatically to select it for you. Then what are you running on? Are you running on this or higher system? Because it also matters. If you run on
I don't get that. If I'm running on what?
if you are running on 32 bits, 64, you go and download something for on 64 bits and you're on 32-bit system, then you would actually have some errors.
I'm running on 64. All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. So good. We can now see we've downloaded our this thing. You can see the next React npm start API hacking. But now I just don't want to do this. Don't sort of me start running things. Okay, let me just run it. To run, I'll go more details on how to start the React app. They already put it for us here. npm start. So let's see what we have. npm start. Wait, you got error here. What happened? Remove package, vulnerable, npm font, npm audit. Oh, git commit dash initial. Why did git actually have an issue? So please let's just reinstall. But before I do that, git is actually giving an issue. But before I do that, let me check if nothing has been added. Yeah, it has been added. So let me just delete it. It's not supposed to happen, and I don't know why it happened, but it's not supposed to happen at all. So also watch out for before you start building, ensure that you don't have all these errors, because as you can see, it gave us some files already, but on the long run, there's actually error in it. And if we're not careful, we would have started trying to build, and all of a sudden, we've done a lot of things, then we'll not be able to start it. That's wasted effort.
So sorry, what command do you now run to delete the one we downloaded
I
before?
just went to normal delete.
Okay, normal delete. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's the same process for Windows. The same process for Windows. Why don't we use a faster?
Please, I have a question. Are you saying that now that there was a mistake, you just click on your terminal delete? Is that what you mean?
No. I went to the file.
Okay.
The file was checked. So I deleted it from here.
Okay, the way where you created it. Okay.
It automatically creates a project for me. It creates a folder for me automatically. That's what it does for me. Yeah, Mifemi, you're asking why don't we use faster tooling method? Yeah, I think I mentioned that. There are a lot of ways you can actually build this. There are a lot of ways, but I'll tell you, yes, these are fast, but as a starter, it's best to just go with the basic ones. Yes, it's good to learn with those faster tools, learn very fast and all, but along the line, when somebody now gives, okay, please let me start this basic website and I want you to just use React, which is very basic, as a test, maybe for an internship, then you are like, oh, please, I need to use Bits. Some interviews clearly states that, okay, don't use anything, just use the basic React lesson to start with your system and also build, because they know that a lot of people want to learn those parts faster way method, and along the line, they come back falling back to not being able to do what they want. Some applications were built fully on just React without this bit, because when you start running bits, it's faster. It does not add anything, but it also adds its own component stuff to it, which is the bit.
How comes you have Git installed on Git already? How do you have Git in the file you just created? Because I'm trying to run it from here too, but I don't think it is linked to Git. How did that happen?
You can just install Git after your npm.
Yeah, I have. Okay, so I'm using Git on my command prompt. On my command prompt. But I was surprised when it was giving you a Git error earlier.
Okay, I don't know why it was giving me a Git error, and I'm not sure the second one should actually give me a Git error. I don't know why it was giving a Git error.
Okay.
Like I
So
said,
I was confused as to maybe you linked it to Git while you were installing.
No, it's because of the Git ignore that it's trying to install for me. That's why it's actually even adding Git now.
Okay.
This still happen. Maybe it happened. So let me just run this code that I just need to run. It still happened. Funny enough, I've actually created an application this morning. Recommended protection disabled. Okay, you know what? I'll leave from here. So because I don't want to start debugging all of this. So what I'll just do is let me just copy my npm rect or whatever and just go and do it on my. It's actually what I understand what is actually wanting me to do is I think it's actually asking for higher permissions. So let me do it from here. CD desktop. I'm debugging it alongside as I'm trying to do this.
Please, can you be explaining what you are doing so that in case we run into this error in the
When you
future?
run into this error, one thing that npm whatsoever npm usually do is they give you an what is it called an idea of what the error is. They try to make you know. And one other easy way for you to do this is you can just copy whatever issue that you have. That's the best way to know all of this. Copy the issue you have, go online, just paste the exact error that you're looking for. And you see where I copied it from, where the error started from. Paste it. There are a lot of people that, okay, this exact one is not there. So what I'll do is I'll streamline it down again. You say, okay, this is not what the error is from. So I'll copy. Let's say this to check. Is the error there? Okay, it's not giving me. Basically, no JSX execute. I can't get that error. But okay, now going back to try to debug it, they already told me that this is actually failing. Then to address all issues, I should actually run this npm audit dash fox. Then I have to like switch to my main. That's where the what's it called this CD React app React Zuri dash React. Then I added the audit dash fox stuff that they wanted me to do. Then so says yeah, that was that part. So let's see maybe after that that will actually run. But this is actually still running at this part.
But in that case, won't you have two folder
No,
that has the same name? If this
I
one
changed,
is eventually successful.
I changed the name. Yes, I've been
Names
dash.
are the names are not the same.
Actually, I added this to underscore app.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, I have
So
a question, please.
if you want to install the React app, the first step is the nps create
If
React.
after
Yes, please, sorry, let the question first go first, please, sorry. Okay.
Okay, I said from what you have done so far, what I got is that when you want to create a React app, the first thing you type on your terminal when you cd into where you want to create it is nps create React app, the name of the app that you want to create, maybe the name of the folder. That's what I just saw now. That's it, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, my question is, after creating this, let's say you want to rename it, can you just go to the folder and rename it, or
Yes, you can do that.
would it rename everywhere, like in the folders,
Only
inside
just
like the
folder.
internal
What
folders?
is just doing now is just the folder. There's a part where you can also change it again. That is in package.json. But I'll go into that also. I'll tell you what is there. Let me see. This error is still there. Command field, git command dash that project using. Let's leave that. So let me do let's leave that actually. Zuri underscore React app underscore app. Then let me do the npm. You see this actually to take me to that directory. Then npm start is now for you to like run it for me. Then this should actually run. There's no dash v on my what is it called? On my npm. Okay. What is the next step after downloading? Okay, great. Candy, thank you very much for explaining that. So VS Code terminal. Any terminal. Ensure that it's downloaded globally. So I try and running it like that. Okay. Okay, now. Oh, why is it opening here? Let me just copy this code. I don't know why it's opening here. So let me paste this here. And you see our React app, not just our React app loaded here. Let me just minimize this one and let it continue doing whatever it's doing in the other part. Okay, let me bring this here. For now, ignore this yellow stuff. Although it's not what is it called? It's not an issue right now, but it's even saying it may break later, but it's actually a dependency issue. And what I say, dependency, there are components that actually attach to React. So this is because some of the things I'm using, some of the versions that like npm is actually outdated, but they're not issues. They're not issues. It's just like you're updating your phone. Then Apple is telling you, for instance, that they'll stop an update at a particular part. So they're not going to update anything again. So at that point, you should know that, okay, yes, anything can happen. If there is any failure on that this thing, they will not come to it. So they gave me an advice on what to do. Now this has successfully compiled. So now you can see. Now we have our almighty React app loading. We've created our first React app.
Please, sir, wait. I want to understand something because you went to different pages. The second one that we were working on, when we developed that same problem, you did npm start, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there was another instruction underneath. I want to just get it clearly. I don't know how you got this local host 3000.
This is the default. This local host 3000. It is the default stuff for the default stuff for React. Every React app always goes to React app, not other ones. React app goes to localhost 3000, which is actually saying this is your local and this is hosted on your own machine. That's system.
Please, can I just see your terminal? Let me move up, or let me just see your terminal. Let me see what happened.
Let me see if I can get that.
Show me where you on your terminal where you have a npm start. Let me just follow up from there and see, maybe I will do it.
I'm trying to like get now. Well, funny enough, it's not showing. I don't know why.
Okay, it's not showing here.
I don't know why.
But was it when you did that your npm start that this thing came down?
Yes, but from npm start, I told you it's compiled successfully. I don't know why.
Okay, that this thing just did successfully on its own. I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, when you press npm start, it will go by on its own. You don't need to do
Okay,
anything.
then I will get this local, copy the local host like the way you did, and paste it on my
Open it on your browser. But if it does
Okay.
not, copy this and do what you want to do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let me tell you people one small joke. Well, when I started coding, that was when anytime you start coding, you start seeing that joke. I don't know if it's what I call during your own time too. So when I started coding, I saw a funny joke. Somebody actually sent, okay, he told his mentor, oh, finally, I beat my first React application. Then he sent this link to his mentor. It was a Facebook kind of joke. Then now the mentor was like, wow, it's beautiful. So who can actually relate that joke to me if it's relatable? I don't know if you understand.
The person has never done anything. It's just basic. That's what I can say.
Okay, man, there's a basic. This was the link he sent his mentor, and I was like, you can check it out. They has hosted something that really builds a beautiful application. Then the mentor also caught it and was like,
you can that's a local host, like it's for internal, just for your system. You can't send it out.
Exactly, that's actually absolutely correct. So which simply means everything you are doing on localhost, this link is just on your system. And it's only when it's even running. If it's not running, if you send it to anybody, the person cannot see what you've done. So there's no way you can actually, because now it's like a URL. Now copying this URL and send it to somebody, saying it should view what you've done. There's no way you can access it. You can try this on your own local host. Let me just do 1 minute. You can just try this, then you come back to it, then you can give me your response. If you can see anything from doing local host that's 3,000. I just want one person to comment so that I will know that you guys are following the class actually. Or if I'm too fast.
Yeah, I have that already. I have my locals 3,000.
Then what is it showing?
Sorry, I don't.
It's showing a React interface.
What do you say, please?
It's showing a React logo, like the interface is React.
On your
With
own?
the Learn React, yes, like
your
this.
Own. Like
yes.
this. Do you have
yes.
a React app? Okay, I think, are you running a React app currently?
Yes.
That's why. You're running a React app in your system. That's why it's showing that. Now, for those that are not running React app.
Mine is saying this cannot be reached. This site cannot be reached.
So somebody now telling me I can see something here, but because it's my system and it's on my local and it's active, that's why I can see it. If this died down, if I to cancel this, Control C, that's to shut this thing down. So if I'm shutting this down.
Sorry, is it like when you host a React file or a React app, automatically it give you a local host 3,000?
Yes.
Nice.
Correct. So that's it.
So, but you're saying something just now that I don't understand. You said that as far you have this local host 3,000, if you go to your browser and run it, you to show that React page, right?
Yeah.
But you now say that there are some people that when they run it, they will not see anything. Is it that why are they not seeing anything?
Because if you don't have a React app running on your system, you've not run your React app, you've not done npm stats, it will not work. Let me kill this terminal.
Okay.
Now let me refresh this and let's see.
Okay.
You can see this site cannot be reached because it's not an
existing
site.
Okay.
Do you get it? It only works because my React terminal is on. Without it,
because I've done all those installation steps.
And also I've done the last part of the npm start, which is telling me that okay, now I want you to start my application for me so that I can view whatever I'm doing.
Okay, I understand. I understand now.
So I hope almost everybody everybody. I know that not everybody will easily assimilate. I understand that, but those that could assimilate very fast, if you can also assimilate very, please try to watch the video again. And if you know that after watching this video, you may not still get a lot of things, I would advise try to review other materials. That's one of the fastest and easiest way to learn. I'm a mentor. You three people may understand, one person may never understand. No mentor would actually teach you that if you expect everybody to understand. Yes, everybody expected that everybody should understand, but assimilation differs. You may understand the concept, but assimilating it might actually take a longer time for different people. So I would advise, please know your assimilation rates, and also don't just be like, okay, I've watched the video and understand. Practice. If you don't practice it, you won't know it. Yes, it's just like when you want to go and write your exams. You keep on reading and you're skimming through. You're like, okay, yes, I already know this. Now close your textbook and ask yourself that question. I don't know if this is occurs to people, and you'll be like, oh, I don't think I know anything. What I've read all over the past hours is just over the head. So please, as it's working like this, it might look easy. I ran the reactor for a full day. It was breaking. I was doing this. I was watching tutorials. That's when you say I watched tutorial as I was doing. And once it's on the tutorial, I'm saying it's working. What's on your own is not working. I deleted apps. My node, before I could even install node and get npm to work on my system, was wahala, because it was not global. So I will tell you, no senior developers, most of them also faced these challenges. So it's normal. But how to come over it is when you need extra effort. Okay, good. Can we proceed? Does anyone have any questions?
Sorry, is that global of a thing? How do you know that it is global or it is not?
If you try it on your terminal and you do -v, if it's working, if you go to your Node.js, your what's it called, VS Code, and you do -v, then it's working, then it's global. Then if it's not global,
does that what? I didn't get that. Dot dash what?
Node-v. And one other thing I always like doing myself, I always like browsing. When I want to try to do something, I can just do, say, download Node globally. They don't give me instructions. You can see this is actually a document, a docs that will tell you how. It tells you notes to download this blah 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 command. Then also it tells you version manager. Let me go to the one of that. It speaks about globally. Say something about globally. Okay, yeah. To download the latest variable, this thing, run the follow command. -G means global. It's like npm install -v npm, which is like npm install npm globally. But most times every system installs it globally. But if you are the wrong time is not installing, maybe probably you install through terminal and you are specific to that terminal alone, because sometimes ask you what part do you want to put it on all. If you put it on the wrong part, the way to get back on the right part is this. So let me just continue from here.
How can you confirm if it's global, please?
To confirm if it's global, that's like I said, try npm-v at different space at your browser, at your terminal, and also in your VS Code. If it's giving you the same response there, then it's global. And also, please try your best not to install 2 different versions at the same time. You would have serious issues. If you have a previous node, try to delete that one first before you install a new one. Because what you would actually encounter when you do that is you start having compatibility issues. And as you're trying, you're doing this, one is failing because it's trying to connect from this, then it's failing. Then you keep on trying, then it keep on telling you node not found, or the path to node is corrupt or something. So please.
But is it possible to just update instead of installing to the
The way to update is very possible to update. Very, very possible to update. And they will always put it. I know when I was using Linus would always tell you update first before you do anything. So you try to update before you even do anything on Linux. So
Hello, Toby.
yes, please.
I have a unique situation.
Okay.
So when I try to run NodeMon,
Okay.
after installing it, whether global or locally to a project, I get an error that cannot run scripts on this system.
Okay. One of the things you need to check is what is your system version? What did you download? Like I said, if you are running on a 32-bit system and you are trying to download something of 64-bit, just like you're using a Android 10 version and you're trying to get an application that states it's for Android 15, you'd not expect it to work. It won't work. So try to check the version. If the version is corresponding to your system version, then good. If it's not, pick up that exact error you are getting and paste on the browser. You see a lot of solution from that.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
So does anyone have any other question? Can we proceed? Just one answer to say yes, we can proceed.
Sorry, I want to
Yes,
be clear on
please.
something.
Okay.
Let's proceed, Biko.
Okay, please.
Hello,
Sorry. Yeah, you can continue.
I have
Please.
a question, please.
Yeah, you have a question.
After downloading Node.js, we have to download npm and nps, right?
Download just when you download Node.js, npm comes already with the node.
Okay, thank you.
Node also is already with that. NPS is just like a package. It's an execution package for npm, which is still under node. Is that good?
Yes, continue.
Okay. Let's continue.
Sorry, I have a question. I might likely ask some
Last
questions
question.
because sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's take the last question. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, no. For now, I just finished downloading Node.js.
Oh.
So I've gone to my terminal. I'm actually just doing that now. Like I'm having network issue.
Okay.
So that's why I said I might likely ask questions.
Okay.
I might likely draw us back because I want to follow along. Because I want to get React, the traditional one, instead of my phone now. That's my system. So I might likely draw us back. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if I have a steady network, I'll finish up the process. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm actually done downloading Node.js. So what I've done now is I've gone to my terminal, I used my VS Code terminal, and I clicked on Node VS. So the next part is what I'm doing now. So if I'm able to do that, if I have issues, I'll also ask so on the class. So please, I might draw us back a little.
Can I come in, please? Okay, so as not
Sure.
to fully draw us back, so I would actually say, I would advise, and I would say also, when you watch a tutorial, when you're watching a tutorial, it's best to watch, just pay attention. I know, yeah, good, we are doing and watching, but you might miss some vital information while you're also trying to do. And at that point, when we're actually repeating things, we would want to draw us back at that point, understandable. But also, I would also want to look at the understanding of other team members who are not doing this at this time for their own, for a very good reason. So I'll not want to say they should also say, okay, as they're drawing us back and they should just be there. So to be fair, I would say you can watch it. I'm always available on Slack. If after the class you want to rewatch the video and you're not getting it, reach out to me on Slack and I would be able to do that for you. I don't know if that's good, Divine. Let's just continue.
That's the best approach.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue, please. So now that I've been able to download the React, okay. Sorry, I was only trying to read comments. Yes, I'm okay that we should actually just download React today, but I would also want to say we go for that because I want us to actually grasp little thing. Then, like I said, it's the basic. So I'm not also going to overload anybody on what to do today. What I did now is just I drag this because I'm using what's it called. If you are the one, what you can just do is drag your folder that you create, drag it into your VS Code. Just put it on top of it to open it for you. But what I just did, because I've done this, I just dragged this. Then I came here and I pasted there, which automatically opened what I need. So this is the folder. And also, okay, yes, I trust the author, then Ctrl J. Ctrl J. So this is what, okay, if I do Ctrl J, this is what React app entails. It entails an important node modules, which is very key. So it entails an important node modules. It also entails this public, then SRC. Now explaining one of them after the other. Node modules folder, this actually contains dependencies. If you're hearing me, I'm clamoring on dependencies, because that's all what React is made up of. React is made up of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and dependencies is actually the JavaScript part. Those little codes, the three of them, that are the things that are there. Let me just show you what is there. For example, now as I'm opening this, so B itself, you could see this is actually like an HTML, not HTML, but this JavaScript, major lines of JavaScript, everything that is there. Auto fixer. If it opens, it's also JavaScript, as you can see. So I would say everything that is there, the JavaScript, HTML stuffs, this TypeScript, still under JavaScript. But you don't need all these node modules. I would say, I'll tell you for the fact, you don't need them for now. Later in the future, you will need them. It's very important. Don't let me miss that. Don't let me say you don't need it. You need it. It's a very important folder in your browser. If you don't have this node module, your React will not run. Then another part is actually public. Public contains all your images. It takes your images, your favicon. Also, it has an important, very important element. This HTML, index.html is very, very important in the public folder and also in your React applications. I'll come to this and explain why I said this is important. Even though I have to delete all of this, I have to leave this. Then coming to my SRC contains my page, my pages and how they would work. That's what my SRC basically contains. Then one of the things I would want to do is we have the app.css, all of this, we have this, we have this. I can tell you for the fact that what you just need inside all of this thing, you would need just 1, 2, and index.js. You see these ones that I'm highlighting now? These ones, I can delete them and nothing would happen. And my app will still work correctly. npm starts. Let me just start it so that it runs. So that these are the important file that I need. I'll get an error because I deleted something that is still here, still active, which is this report vitals index.css. So I'm expecting an error because I've deleted it, but that's still on the file. So I can say, here are the important things. This app.css, not like it's important, but it's important. App.js, important. Index.js, also important. Now, I want you to understand your project structure, how this is and how they are interlinked to each other, because you need this understanding to be able to progress. Now, one of the most important applications, without this index.js, nothing is rendering, because this index.js is the one that is handling your connections. So let me show you. In this index.js, before I move to index.js, because I'm going to refer something here. So let me just talk about the public. This, I said, this is actually very important. This index.html file, why I said it is important, is one. Now, when you have, as you have your HTS, what's your React folders, you have your other stuff. Your things are written in React. Oh, somebody's saying something. Okay, Michael hand is up. Michael, please, I'll come back to your question. Okay, so this is very, very important. This ID root, which is indirectly or directly trying to tell you that, like I said, I'm expecting errors because one, it's telling me that this dot report vitals is not there again, which I've deleted. And it's also telling me that index.css is no longer there, which I've deleted from here. Then I'm also expecting one more. Then it's also telling me that, okay, app.js is not, can't resolve .logo.svg, which is no longer here also. So that's why it is not working. So 3 errors because I've deleted them. We'll fix it. So now going back to this whatever you write, everything is being compiled and sent to this root, this div that is in the body from this public. Because whatever is, when you actually run your React, it returns all your code back to this index.html. Then it places them under this body because this body, this root, acts as the parent element. If you could remember when I'm doing CSS, I always say we have a parent div. I have a div that can wrap all the this, which is like the main. So this is acting like the main for your code. You can name this anything, can name it anything, but this ID that is actually taking the parent stuff must actually be done. It's actually very, very important because this is what you would need to reference in your index.js. Let me pause a little because I know React is very, 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 very logical. Let me take two to three questions, then we'll shoot again.
Okay, you said that you can.
Let's go with Mike first, please. Mike, please. Let me go with Mike first, please. Sorry,
okay, sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Mike, you have a question? Is Mike still there?
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you were mentioning dependency. Can you, because I've made good about it, but I just still understand much about dependency. Can you elaborate on that? All I get is that it's like a code. It's to just make your code. I'll like explain it now. I don't really understand dependency really because you mentioned dependency. Can you just explain it a bit? Like a relationship between the software code.
Okay, to move faster. When I say dependency, like I said, everything in your React is like that is relying on different components, different elements. So those components that is relying on, those libraries, that dependencies. So it actually says it here. Software dependency is the relationship between software components where one component relies on the other to work properly. For example, if a software application uses library to query a database, the application depends on the library. Suppose the library is not available, then or not working correctly. So now, like I said, everything in React depends on a component or something for it to work. So what happens is, let me put it in this way. You see how you have a house. If you don't do a foundation and you just start building, to collapse. The proper foundation, everything will collapse. So it simply means your house is dependent on the foundation. That's how you react and whatever you are building, that dependent on other dependency. So one dependency in React is called the foundation, and that's what is making your React start. I'll go into detail on that, on where you will see some of the dependencies, like I just mentioned. Then, going forward with the house illustration, without pillar, if you don't have your pillar, some things, if every breeze blow, your bricks, everything would actually just fall out and fall. That's another dependency. Also in React, other dependencies like that are like that. I don't know if that's okay now.
It's okay. Like React is a library, right? For
React is a
JavaScript
framework. It's a JavaScript framework. It's not a library.
framework.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No
Okay.
worries.
Thank you. So who again wanted to go? Somebody wanted to say something the other time before I said so that one person.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
You know, you said that you can change that route
Yes.
to anything. But what I
Yes.
want to ask is that if you change it, because I noticed that that route is in most places. Like if I change it in that place, I will still come here and change it to roots again.
Exactly. If you change it here, that means you have to come to RJS, which that's fine. So you have to come here and you have to like change it here. So it's get element by ID. I know we did this in JavaScript. Document.get element by ID. Going back to the root and all. Don't worry, I'll explain this part also so that you understand what's happening here.
Okay.
Great. So first and foremost, I want to remove some of those elements that's giving us those errors. So I've removed this because I said it's not important. I've deleted this. And I've also removed this because I said it's not important. Then I'm going to see I have one error. And the error is still it's already showing me. Aside there, where's the error? Yeah. I don't know what this is. Then I'm still having a logo error, which is there. App.js. This logo does not exist again. So I'll have to pull this out. Then also comment this out. Then save. Okay, so as this is actually loading, let me continue. Okay, it's already compiling. Not to waste
Sorry,
more time.
Toby.
Okay.
Sorry. Before it's finished. Before now, I've been trying to look for the meaning difference between framework and library. And the English, I'm not just getting it. Can you explain? Maybe I'll get it this time.
We have different frameworks. We have frameworks like Angular. Angular is a JavaScript framework. When they say framework is what you build on. So that's when they say framework. Library is just something that is adding a particular functionality on a framework. So we have different CSS libraries. We have the Tailwind, we have the Bootstrap, we have the Material UI, we have the Ant Design, we have a lot of them to be mentioned. Like, so for you, the difference between them, framework is what actually accepts library. You did a framework and what's it called, library. But I don't want us to waste a lot of time because I know we have limited time. But I would also want you people to understand on like it's best to take 2 hours to teach you guys and understand and take 2 hours to teach you guys and then you guys are missing a lot of things. So let me just show you framework versus library. So framework is set of pre-written code that provides structure of developing software. So that's actually framework. That's like Angular and all. Then a library on the other hand is a collection of pre-written code that can be used to perform a specific task. I don't know if that is gelling. Take the application, like as I said, React, Angular, that software kind of thing to build software applications. While library is used for a specific task to ensure that this is working. You are adding it to build a framework, to connect to the framework. I don't know if that's good now.
Yes, thank you. I'm okay. Thank you.
Great. So now remove
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello?
Let's take the last question, please. Last question. Okay. Yeah, go on to your question, or you're not more going with the question now.
Okay, sorry. If I made the research, I use React in a framework or library. I'm seeing the library online. I don't know if I check it. So I'm just
Okay, it's not everything. Well, I'll not say that it's not everything that is on Google that's correct.
okay. And I thought Mr. He's the owner of I don't know, sir. Back then when we were talking about trying to choose between React or the yes, DS, I don't know, was explaining that React is a library. So it's a bit confusing which one is a library or a framework. I'm getting this information. React is a library. This is not a framework. So I don't know.
But like the way this actually, Angular is a platform and a framework, and Angular is relating to like React. So if this is actually telling that Angular is a framework, and now what happens to React? I don't know if you get. So there are a lot of contradictions on the internet, I know, but what thing you should understand is libraries used to perform a specific task. You cannot say you're using React to perform a specific task, like using application with React.
Please, can I suggest something, please? I don't know.
Okay.
Because can we like maybe write the questions on the chat, then maybe at the end of the class you can go through the
That's
questions and answer them.
That's very
So
fair.
that we can have
I
a
agree with
seamless
that.
class.
I agree
We
with that.
cannot conduct the docs like this.
I second that, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that method. So now I've done this, then you can now see on running this back, I've removed those things that I don't need. And it's working perfectly. But if I delete this one, it will affect something here. It will affect something in the index.js. So now I've been able to explain this. This is actually, now coming back to this. In this index.js, you see that React is being imported this alongside this React DOM, which is when we were installing our React, you said that it was installing React DOM, then another one. I don't know if you could see that. Then now, what the React DOM, which is actually what React DOM means, is React Document Object Model. The DOM is Document Object Model. This is actually very necessary to render the respective GSS, which is like this one, which is another folder. So it's very necessary to be able to like render that. Then now, the second part of this is simply where it's actually indicated. This root, this part, is another important part of this. So now, as even though you have this, you are trying to say const root. Now, take up this React DOM, everything that is under this React DOM, under this create root, then send them to this root ID. Then I come back here to now say root.render. That means everything that is here, I'm sending them back to this part, which is coming back to my public, which is coming back to this. That I said, this is very important. So anything that is under this very important create element by ID under this root is sending everything into that. So everything I'm adding under this React DOM is sending back to this. If I don't place this element, if I cut it off and I place it here, you're not send it, so I'll get error. Let me see. What is there? See. Let's see. Come down. Let's see. I see it's empty because it's not sending anything to that. What is it called? To this root. And the root is what is actually rendering, showing you what you need. Then now you also see this React strict mode. What does this React strict mode mean? We did not call it from anywhere, but automatically it's called from React already because they've already imported React. So what we're saying is it should actually hold everyone in that is there, anything that is happening there that is not those little fine bugs. It wants to, because now you remember HTML will never throw you bugs. CSS will never throw you bugs. Will never say you have an issue. Fix your issue. You see your code run like that, it will not be an issue. But what differentiates React is React will send with this strict mode. It will send that, okay, yes, you missed a closing tag in your P. Hereby, it's causing an error there. Please go back and fix it. Without this strict mode, when you do those kind of things, to overlook it, and you start looking at, my code is not running. What's happening? because of this street mode that is not there, it's not working. Then now going back to this next one, which is this app. Now what this app is, because it's on render, app is saying import app from dot. Remember, I actually gave you file path in your HTML of how to locate a file, which is saying go to the last inside the same directory, look for app, which is actually inside this SRC directory, look for app. Now I'm importing whatever content is there and I'm wrapping it inside this. So in React, this is how you call elements from another page. That's another page, you're calling them into another page. You import them first, then you call them from this, the capital, this thing. I would explain deeply also what is happening here. So when I call this import app, this dash, then I have this. If I'm coming here, I name this capital letter A. React is case sensitive. Be very careful about that. It's very case sensitive. If I should change this to A, I'll get error because it's not seeing the A. There's some other frameworks that if you don't name it like that, it just takes it that, okay, you understand what you're trying to say. But React is very case sensitive. So import app from .app, which is, you don't know how to put the .js. You already understand that it's JS. Then going into this, there's something called function. This app is calling this next app, this capital letter. If I should turn this to A, small a, and I save, it will not see the other A. Okay, sorry, I need to move, export it down here. I would explain all this export also, but I'm only just trying to go back to that beginning one. It will not see this thing that is there. Still saw it. So let me just remove this back. But always try to, when you're naming your stuff, name it in a way that everything, like if you are calling, because this is what I'm calling here, that is showing this, that you have to put this on capital letter, on cap locks. And you call, these are you actually call those folders. So good. I don't need all of this. I'll delete them. Now, when you want to create your React app, we are creating a React element. There are very important things that you need to note. One, you need to note that two different ways in writing your React. There's something they call class components, and there's also function. You can either use the class components to create your app or use the function-based components. But as beginners, yes, you might hear that class is okay. Class is longer. Function is best for beginners, and function is now the newly adapted one. In this course, because of these classes of mine, we'll be going through functions. I will not be discussing about classes because I don't want anything that will make you not understand function. You are understanding as function, as class. If you want to use function in your project, use function to the end. Aside otherwise, if your library is using class and you said, okay, you have to use that class for that part to render it. Or otherwise, please, if you are using one either function or class, please use that. So now, what React also in folders, whenever you declare a function, you'll be taught in JavaScript how to declare functions. When you declare functions, you put in whatever you want to do. But in this sense of this, when you declare a function, which is at this point empty, you open this parenthesis, then you also add this return, because this is where it's actually saying anything that is happening, just return what is inside there. This is where your HTML comes in. Under this return. If I carry everything that is there and I put at the beginning of this part and the return is under, it will not work. Not as if it will not work, but you will not get, because it's not returning empty, it's returning empty. So always put your HTML element inside your return. Going further, whenever you've done this, your return, always don't forget to always close it and close your parentheses. If you don't close all of this stuff at the end of your code, you would have errors. For example, I'm canceling this. You can see it's only showing me red. and it's pointing out, okay, there's something missing here. And if I come here, if I come to the way the error is, it's giving me that unexpected token, expected, comma, it's expecting the parentheses that I've deleted. So it's very important to know that whenever you open your things, always close it. And best thing you can also do is, as you're writing it, as you're opening it, close it immediately, write your tags inside them. That way, you will not forget where you did not put your brackets, or where you did not put your parentheses, or where you did not put your semicolon. Good. Then also, React is not unlike Java and the likes, that it's very important that you put the semicolon. Without the semicolon on this, it would actually still work. But on other Java, like other elements, you must actually put the semicolon. So it also might be an objective stuff for you in a test. A semicolon important in React or something. I'm just saying, I don't know yet. Then coming down, this export default is very important. It can actually even come at the top. There are some times that you actually put this export. There are different ways of writing this JSX element. You can see it differently as, let me just browse to see, export default element, this thing. Export default function, you'll see that. So let me just show you. So that when you see that, you don't get, the function, the export should be down. They did not teach us that the export can actually be up. What matters is you are exporting the app folders. So in this one, the function one, I place the export at the end, which is like the default part that came with this thing. Export default, you must export this app, which is actually giving you that liberty to send this application to another project. If I should delete this, I'm not exporting anything. It's showing me that something is missing. And I do this, fail to compile. Why? Because it's not finding the app. Export default is not there. So it's giving me that one that I'm going to that folder. Yes, things are there, but it's not seeing that export default stuff. It's not exporting the app. So it's not giving the liberty to actually send that app out. So the export default is very important, as this is what aids you to send out what you've done, so they can call it on another page. Aside, if I don't need it. I mean, no, if I don't want to use it, and I say I'm not using this thing, I don't want to code one page website, which is not advisable. I want to come here and I want to do, and I want to come and start doing div. My auto suggestion is not working now. Div, hello. I want to start coming to my right code. It will work here. So it's even telling me app was defined but never used. Okay, that's in this side. Yes, let's see. This should actually show up the hello. It should show up the hello. Hello. But now I cannot route other page because I've not exported them. So for me to be able to export them, I need this export default. It's as important as your code. Yeah. So fully, let me say this is most of the basic, basic / important part that you need in your HTML. Understanding all of this already makes you one edge to say, yes, I'm starting React. So before we wrap up the class for today, what I will do is, how can I narrow to actually create other pages in React? But let's start with that. Because as you said, yes, React is dynamic. Good, React is dynamic. But now, how can I make that dynamic? How can I see that dynamicness in React? How does it work? For example, I told you that in React, you don't need to go and, when you're creating your folder, you don't need to go and import your header, carry out the header, because if it's JavaScript, carry that same header. you're gonna place, then you're gonna put that one as active to see this one is active at this point, at this page, then this one too. You start doing those kind of plenty, and your code is going to be very long. So I'll do that. Then after that, I'll tell you about components in React. Then now, when on your SRC folder, you want to create a folder called pages. Pages. So before we actually do this, if you want to route on your React folder, you need to install something very important, which is the router. You need to install router. Without that, you will not be able to work. So that's npm. Like I said, everything on this thing is dependency. So npm I dash capital D, which is not always but important, React dash router dash DOM. That's React router DOM. You'll be anything about that as a starting React. But like I'm saying, React router is different from React DOM. React router, the way the name implies, router, to be able to route your different pages. Like I would say, I don't want to overwhelm you, and I would say that you can also just learn more about this, browse more about it, so that you could understand all better things. So React router dash D, and then just what I just wrote here. Then this will actually be able to install things for us, be able to route different pages. Now it has installed my React router. Before I proceed, there's an important file I said I wanted to show you, which is the package.json. Package.json handles all your dependencies. Somebody asked a question when we started that, oh, after we want to rename this React, Zuri React app, where else will I need to rename it? This is where you need to rename it again. So that for it, not as if it's not work, it would work. But this is just for content for yourself. Then now, it has other things that is being set, which all of this comes along when you install your things. And as I said, React depends on dependencies. And you could see them here. You could see them clearly here. So at the start, we installed React, and these were the things that came with it: React DOM, and React script. And we saw something start, see some templates. Then all of this, like this to this part, are dependencies. Even the React itself, like a dependency to make the application work. They have their own files in node modules. So if I don't have a node module, for example, I install an application, I clone an application on the site, I don't have the node module. Let me practicalize that. I have a node module, I delete my node module, which simply means my application will stop. After deleting it, my application will not work because it's missing node module. Like I said, everything in React depends on dependencies. So combined with problems, it's not seeing node modules, it doesn't understand it, so can't resolve module not found, because all these stuff that you downloaded, they have their own folders, they have their own JavaScript written. That's dependencies. Then now, they also went down to actually tell you about scripts, which is like the start, which comes to that npm start, which is like React scripts. Then build, if you want to build your file. In detail about building, I will not go into details about that, but I know that in the while going on the classes, there will be a part where we'll discuss about building. It's not like building applications, actually build your HTML, convert your GSS to actually pure HTML, CSS. That's what build does. Then we have this tests. We run tests also on React. Node modules have come back. I think it has not come back actually. Just the catch that's from here that's bringing it back. So it brought back the folder, but it is inside. I'm not there. Then eject. Don't really need it. So I'm not going to talk about that a lot. Then is configuration. You see, this is actually what is handling those errors that you are seeing. That's showing that okay, there's an error here. This is not this, is not that. Then all of this for now, just remove them. So the person that the person we just ran now, that npm React router, this is it here. It's under development dependencies. There are two different dependencies. This is actually the normal React dependencies, while this one is the library dependency. So now to bring back my node modules, what I need to do is any application, whether you downloaded from somewhere or you're working, you mistakenly deleted a node module. Sometimes you would have to delete itself. If your node module is corrupt, you delete it. So to bring it back, you do npm install. Shortcut is npm I, and that's all. If I do this, it should run my application. It's now trying to do that as if I'm creating a React app, trying to install all the files I have in my node module. Let me open it down. And you can see some of them are coming in. It's installing them, bringing them back. You can see the function of the node modules. That's how important node modules is. If you don't have it, this will crash. I can see it's up back. It's okay, not still up. It's still installing. But now, different kind of error. At some point, it actually came up. But once this is done, you'll see it work. So while this is installing, because I know that right now we cannot continue, because I deleted that. So let me take just two questions. I think we're not able to take two questions. The stuff is almost done. Or let me take the two. Does anyone have any question? Are you understanding? Do you need me to actually explain something further?
Okay, can I ask question?
Yeah, just one.
Please check the chat for the questions.
Okay, there's a chat. Okay, sorry, let me just do that actually. I think the chat is actually what I should follow. You just put a question in the chat. Let us set up, okay. Oh, my voice seems fast. Sorry, I got that late. They are like pre-built blocks. Okay, this is actually somebody asking about Primox is military guy. Oh, while I is the cool guy. Okay, the rules can be changed. Thank you for that, Sandy. Nifemin, that's not okay. Okay, sorry, let me just go back. I'm trying to get a question. What does default do in export default function? So what default actually does is that it's saying this particular thing, this is what I'm sending out. So will npm install override our src files? Good question. Actually, no, it won't. It won't install, it will override any of your src files. Your src files will still be there. Nothing is changing anything in your src files. What is only doing is your src files are depending on that node modules. So npm install will not override it. So I think this is actually it's done. So if I go back and I refresh, my React app is back. So you can see how important node module is. Without that node module, things will crash. Okay, this is not working because let me see. I think I removed something sometime. Let me see. Okay, I only added hello. Not correct. What happened? Default. To be compiling. It's still compiling, but it has actually removed that error. So it's not done compiling. It has compiled successfully now. Then it's back. Okay, so let's just continue. We'll take that question. You can put that question in the person that answer that question. You can put it in the chat. Then when I'm done, I would come back to it. So now this is where you have your React, and also you've understood your node module, and also package your JSON. This package of JSON log, just leave it alone. It's just a lot of derivation with dependence. It's just almost like repeating what is there, but it's not really repeating what is there because it's giving you direction of what is in your node modules also. So this is also very important. If I delete it, I would have some errors, but just leave it alone. So I think basically I almost explained all the apps here aside Ktive now. I'll do this one last. Then now that I've added this, one of the first things I would want to do is I would want to create my page. So one of the first page I would always, and I'll tell people always try to create is layout. Layout.js. Should I put JSS or JS? Okay, let me just use JS. RJS. When we get to components and also JSX, I would explain what JSX means. Then I would want to create also home.js. I would also want to create, oh no, not folder. Delete. Then I also want to create home.js. Then maybe lastly about.js. Great. Then coming to my layout, nothing is here yet. Nothing is here. So one of the ways to actually put stuffs in your layout is something they call React. So for you to create easily shortcode, RFC. Oh, I don't have this thing. I have to download an extension. I also can remember the extension name. But for the beginning itself, I'll not tell you to start putting all of this thing yet. So that when you get to an ID that does not have all the shortcode, you know, like, oh, this is stuck. I don't know what to do. Shortcode is not working.
Please, sorry to interrupt your class. If your voice is low, I'm finding it difficult to hear you.
Is that happening to everybody?
Yes, it's happening to me too.
I can hear you quite well on my end.
I don't know if it's loud.
hear your voice on my end.
I don't know if it's loud now. Maybe I have to just.
It's loud. I can hear you quite well.
Maybe you could try to increase your volume, or I'm also going to increase my voice also likewise. So now back to the React. They say one of the things that I said, don't if you are doing this, don't try to use shortcode just all like that. So there's something called const. You've used const before, which is like constant in JavaScript. You've gone along with a lot of const, which means it cannot be changed. So const layout, const layout equal this bracket. This is like I'm actually doing a function like this. I'm doing an arrow function. I expected that you would have also learned about arrow functions in JavaScript. So this arrow function, instead of me writing the normal function I saw in that part that was like function app and all. So I'm doing a short code on with function. Then do this, curly braces. Then I put something like return, which is very important. Return, my return must always have a bracket, which is this. Because nothing is there, it's like that, it's giving that error vibe. Then something very important. There are two things that you need to, either sometimes you want to use your div, and sometimes React also gives you what is it called? An element that you use in place of div in case you want to wrap your stuff. And that's what they call React fragment. You'd have heard of React fragment. And what React fragment just basically means is an empty this. You can see that error is gone because nothing was inside before. It's an empty div like this, no div, nothing, just empty for everything. Then you can put up all your stuff inside it. It's same thing as me doing div. Same thing as me doing div. But Am I correct like this? No. Same thing as me doing div, but I don't want div. I don't buy the idea of div. So I like this when I'm writing my code. So this is what they call React fragments. You can just note that down. You don't really need it, but maybe when you see some people's code, you'll be like, why did this person need this? Let me delete it and delete it, and it's like errors everywhere. So it's very important that all your HTML is wrapped with a parent fragment or a parent div or a parent box, which is in what is it called? Material AI. Material AI is different things. They use typography, they use box. Don't worry, you would learn more about that while you code on your own also when you're trying to learn about other libraries. Then I need to also do something at the down part, which is the export default. You can see this is actually crying. It's telling me layout is assigned value but never used, and that's because I have not exported and also I've not called it anywhere. It might not cry because of this alone. It might cry if I've not used it because I've not just used it. Default, then the name, layout. Great. So I've added this. Then one other thing I would want to do is, let me just use a p tag, Let me just say Missouri and codes. So I'll save this. Now, how can I call this my layout in this my home? And also because I want to, as the name implies, layout. Layouts always contain your header and your footer. That's what layout always contains. It's majorly your header and your footer. So let me go back to, I'm going back to my index.js. For me to be able to call that, you can say I use const here too also. For me to be able to call that, one of the important things I need, remember, I downloaded React router. So I need to call out some other elements. You don't need to put all of this on your head. There's resources for you to browse on. Browse, how can I route my element? How can I write my pages URL? You see different ways. You see some that may not even use this React router, they use different things. So this is import, then I can say browser, they have what you call some elements. So they have this browser router. You can see browser router is under React listing because I will need it. Then they also have routes, which is for you to actually take what route are you going, what route is it working on. This is majorly used for the parents routes. Then there's also route. There's route and there's routes. There are two different things, and you see the way both of them are being used. Then now that I have this, I basically may not even need this my stuff like this. So strict mode. Let me just leave that one. So I'll just come back up here. Then I would export default, sorry. The other way of writing that was called that I'll show you now. The other way of writing the function, instead of me putting function up and going down to go and export default. Sometimes you might have, not as if you have issues, but no issues, but sometimes you just need to just do it this way. So export default, let me give this more spacing because I don't need it now. Export default function. Then you see this app that is down. I don't want it to call from another place because this is what that app is very important. Not like it's important, but this is, I don't want it to actually, because that's just a page. Instead of me doing all of this in a page, I can do it here. I can do it in my index. I can just remove this. Then I can say app. I can give it any name. App. Then I put my parentheses. Then now I return. Very important. You have to return. You're not putting your return element. Will not return anything per se. So return. Don't forget your brackets because nothing is there also. I can either decide to just do this my fragment stuff. Then here you have, what do you want? The first thing that you need to call for your router to work, you need this first element, which is browser router. browser router. And if you could recall, they taught you, what is it called? Open, is it open and closed schematic? Schematic and schematic. I forgot to note it. I know that I took that class though, where you have the ones that are open and the ones that are closed elements. So you have this your browser route, which is always very important. So as you can see, a router for use in web browsers. That's what it does. The JSX is a, what is it called? Is a library on its own. So you can see it also has its own function. You can read it very function, browser router, and all. That's why I said React depend on dependencies. So depending on this library now. Then coming back here, I will just put my routes. Routes. Very important. With this route, I can now start calling my route one by one. But the first thing I want to do is, now I said I created a layout element. Then I want my layout to say, okay, everything that I'm doing, I want this layout to just, the way I'm actually doing it, because I said it's dynamic, to wrap everywhere. So what I can do is, I'll call my route, then my route always has some element inside. It has the path. Where is it going to? Slash, that's like the beginning. You must have seen this either in JavaScript or normal browser. This is how you get your, where you say www.google.com. The path is slash, which is taking that. At the end of the google.com, this is the next thing. Then you have the, what element is it calling? That's the element tag. That is what element, what are you calling? What should happen? Then now that's when I have the layout. So I'm saying call the layout, it has automatically imported for me. If it does not import for you, one of the best way for you to do that is just come here, hit space. So now space, then control and what is it called? Hit it. Then it brings us something. It brings out your this layout stuff, then you press enter, then it auto adds it for you. So after doing this, I've been able to do this. Then the next part I will do is I need to close out this browser. But for this, I'm not closing because it's route. Like I said, I want to wrap every other thing into this. So let me save this and let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Now it has Zuri and codes. And it's just like my header, my layout. Then now let me create another page. Let me say, I want to call, let me do something in this home. Let me just, for easy sake, let me just copy this. Alternatively, let me just copy this because I think I prefer this. Let me copy what is here. Let me go to home. Let me paste this. What should I change it? I don't need this, or let me leave it. Let me just change this to home. Change this also to home. So that you'd also understand. Let me change this to home. SRC code, blah, blah, blah. So save. Now I would need to call this my home. Yeah. So let me say layout. I'll come back to, I need to call my home. Instead of me coming here to come and call my child element, layout, and all. You see some of the things that would already import like other stuff. Majorly in order, when you're advancing, you go and go to next, you'll see how it looks like there. It's different from this, or how you call your pages. So I can go back to my index. Then inside this particular route, remember I put my first route as layout because I want that layout to wrap over all of my other elements. So I can do this. Then I can say route, this same routes. No routes, not yes, routes. Then index. What I mean by index is what is the home page? Now I need to identify the home page. When you index in HTML, in what is it called? In HTML, so in coding, Index means something like home. Yes, it can be other names, but that index specifically, it means home. It means like home. So index, then what element do I need to call? I need to call my then call my home. So that it has also automatically imported. Then I need to close out this. This one is going to be self-closing because I'm not opening it to put it under another place. This one I opened it because it's layout and it's the first, and I'm opening it to say take this. Then if I save this and I go back and check what I have, okay, it has one error. Pages app.css can't resolve app.css, and that's because the route, the way I actually called it is wrong. So I need something like dot dot slash. Yeah. So it's saying go 2 steps backward. 1 step from the same route, go another one back to get to this, which is what we have there. So let me refresh. History.codes. As was this reported? Go back to my index.js. Index routes, home, pages dash home, correct. Yes. This is the function home. Let me just use this. What is it called? Const. Give me a second. Let me spell something somewhere. Okay, before I do that, let me do something in this my home. Let me just change this entirely to put I want to use that to route it to know. I think I've misspelled something somewhere. Can be this. Oh, oh. We have client, we have to under client, create root. This is correct. Yes, I agree. Root. Then React.render. I'm going to remove this. We're calling React create element container. So the issue is coming from here. I'm actually not seeing the error yet. These are the funny stuff that you see. Oh, damn it, I have it. You don't know that class. Please, if in case you see me misspell anything, please look my eyes. Is anyone on the call?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Cool.
Let me create another page and let me see. Let me just duplicate. Let me duplicate this page. Copy. Paste. Let me change this to, okay, I have another page. So about, let me use about. So there was an error since I did not see. Unreachable code. So they're not seeing this code. Yes, I think
Yeah, I
I've
think
been,
there should be a curly bracket after return.
yeah, actually, what I think was missing was because this was not on the same line with this. You can see how this, wow, authentication is also very crazy. So this is like about, it will have double home. This is home.
Like, does the return need a curly bracket?
Not necessary though. No, that's not actually the issue. That's not the issue. That's not this. But it's actually accepting that there's a page in this about because it's not giving any error. There's something that there's a page here, but it's not displaying what is on the page. Okay, let me try something else. Imagine. What was actually missing was just a single entity, which is, what is it called? Outlet. Skip that. Okay, guys. Hello, guys. So let me go back to where I actually started from. What I skipped out was this outlet that I did not call. I actually skipped. So after this index, let me just control Z. Let me just remove all of this from layout. From layout, if you want this layout to actually work, instead of me putting this during this, for it to actually route other stuffs, it needs an element. If you are calling that React router, because that's actually what is routing, you need to import outlets, and also you need to import link. In React, we don't use that ahref in React. You use link majorly. That's what you use in React. So coming back here, all I need to actually do is call out all my links. I can call my link. That's like different pages that is going, different pages. So then you route it to to slash. Then this one is actually going to be your home. Home. Then the next one that I'm going to do is the link, let's say to slash about. Then this is actually about. Then this after doing this, you need to call this outlet tag. As you can see, we actually battled to solve this error for like 10 minutes because of this outlet that we did not call at this down part. And that was actually I actually forgot that. I don't know how. Without this outlet part, your code, what is outlet saying again? Won't run. Like it will not route throughout the other pages. And that was what they caused that when we actually even have this home, the content inside was not showing. The inner content was not showing. Because the outlet was missing. This outlet that is there. That's like the parent for this layout. So the over on it, that renders the child route element if there is no one. So it renders the child. The child is actually just going to be this. If there's nothing there, it's going to render this. But if there's something, that means it renders what is the link that is taken from here, the link that is taken from here. So whatever, when it routes to about, it goes and check under this route of about, what element is actually there. From you coming here to say, you are calling on route, this is the element about. So it checks the element on about, then it goes to the page of about and renders what is inside. So on about here, you can see that we have about. So when I click on this on link now, route, it takes me to about. Then when we started this class, you could see I opened one link for you people, Varsity Next website. You could see that SPA stuff still here. Watch this. As I'm clicking on this, it's not loading. It's not loading because that's cached all the pages. That's held them, and now it's just importing, just sending them out. Okay, I think I will kind of pause here because I know that to an extent maybe we got a mix up and some people might have actually gotten almost that, but I would like to take questions from here.
Hello, sorry, well done. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? So I'm seeing web something. Do we need to install all those things or it comes with the whole package?
Which one?
Web system, or there was one that you closed. I can't seem to remember the name. Web this thing, it has opening and closing tag. I think it's in layout or something.
Layout.
Yes. Okay, it's not here. There is one that you used web something. It has opening and closing. It's linking from a browse. Okay, yes, browse right there.
Browse.
No,
okay,
this
yes,
one is from the route. This one we've already.
They come from the route.
We've already. Okay. Thank you.
From the route. So I don't know. To the extent where before we started this routing stuff, did we understand? Can I get an answer?
For me, I'll need to rewatch the video because at a point I got lost. But don't worry, I'll need to rewatch it.
Okay.
Don't know about that.
Doesn't mean nobody understood.
I think for me, where I got lost, because you know that time that we were asking questions, if you get lost, you know your way back. But where I got lost was when you started doing that browser router. I don't understand all these things. But all the other ones that you did, how we installed the app, I understood it. Then when we started pages, that's where I did not really get.
Okay. This is what I will do. I'll try to fix a class tomorrow. So I will start from that's page linking. I'm not fixing a class tomorrow. I'll fix a class on Saturday.
That's fine.
So I'll start from the page linking because I know that was the part a lot of people might have gotten lost, and that's because of this outlet that we missed there that just made us start going back and checking things. I don't know, I just missed it out. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say something, right?
Okay.
I understand that when people ask question interrupting the lecture, it's really, really somehow disturbing for attention. And then even yourself, your thought line might be affected when you are explaining something. So what I would say is that to bring a balance, because what she just said now, it happens to some persons. Once they are lost at a spot, if that particular point, that thing is not clear, any other thing following up, they are lost, they are no more following till the end of the class. So I think what will happen is, instead of us just unmuting and start talking while you are talking, we should always be raising our digital hand up, explain up to a certain point, and then you entertain the people that are raising hands to unmute one by one. You will call their name, they will unmute. Okay, you ask them, okay, your hand is up. What do you want to say? You understand? So I think with that, it will still be organized that way, because the idea of unmuting when you are talking without any indication and all that, it really gets some people here pissed off. I think the person that said that they should be typing the question on the chat, this thing, it's one of the things that the person felt before bringing up that idea. On the other hand, when they type questions there like that, sometimes you may not even give it that enough the degree of attention. So it might not really work. So I think this using of digital hands is very important, as simple and small as it could be. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone have other questions? Any other question? Okay, I think.
Okay, if I want, like, if for instance, if I have a question, sure, I can tag you on the front end channel, or send a direct message.
You can always tag me. I respond faster to direct messages, but also tagging. Tagging makes me have to reply. Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes why we prefer the tagging, because I can ask a question and some other person will look at that thing. Maybe that's what they're even having as problem. Everybody will have solution.
Tagging is just tag me on channel.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Why don't Toby? Please explain from that pages. It will really be appreciated if you can explain from there. Yes, from the SLC where you created the layout and
that one.
Yeah, I'll create a class tomorrow for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, tomorrow, please touch the router again, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Though I'll go back and watch this, but I'll appreciate if tomorrow we can touch it again. Like we should do something on the router again, and how it has been, how you got it, and how you installed it.
Okay, yes, I will.
Thank you, sir. The video should please be uploaded.
Yeah, that would actually be taken care of by Mr. Shane. Okay, I don't know if that's good. If you are good, you can end the class now. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for joining this class, and I would like to call it off from here. One more question. Okay, thank you very much, Kende. Okay. Bye, guys.